All right, good Friday afternoon. It is December the 16th, Friday. This is Neil with Simpler Futures, free, end of day market update video. And I'm going to try to walk us through where we are, how we got here, and what that may mean, for what's next. So we know about the bottom down here, 3,500 or so back in October, rallied pretty big. I mean, when it was in the middle of this 39s, you remember we had that 4187 up there as a target, and boy, it got close. 4180 high on that spike, and gave it up, right? I mean, just the same day, just comes all the way back to the settlement, which was pretty crazy. And so that's a little throw over top, like an XS. And breach the low there, starts to come back in. So this is a daily chart, and last I was with you was a couple days ago, we were talking about maybe, and if it does, that would be cool, maybe it could come down here. Bearish target would be the gap there at 57, and it traded like 55 today, so that's cool, made the gap. So that's how we got to where we are, and let's see what that means. And another thing too, the reason I started back here on this October low is because for this entire move up, it's also this low today was also coincidentally is a couple of things. There's really at least three that I can see. One of which those end of quarter settles right there at 38.70. It was a 50% retracement at 38.60, and it was the gap back here. If I switch this to day only data, you can do that. If you switch to day only data, you'll see the gap there at 57. And so that's what it did. It came back and it grabbed the half back into quarter print, closed the gap at 57 with a 55 trade, and bounced. I mean, that was at noon today Central Time. It bounced like 3,900. So that was quite a bounce off that gap, which has me to wonder, is there any more? I don't know. I mean, is there any more in this? I'll tell you what, in my opinion, it would be looking for if there's any additional follow through on Monday, early week. It'd be looking for 38.20. There's a big HVN balance down here and all that sideways. The reason I've got that kind of marked in as a range back there in white. So, if you find that yourself, looking short early next week, I won't be, I'm Monday night videos. And so, I don't know. If it does continue to break early first part of next week, then 38.20 would be a spot that you'd want to have your eye on. Frankly, the objective was met, really. I mean, mostly this thing came back and grabbed that half back quarter and closed a gap and did a lot of work. And so, and it was, it was options expirations, all kind of stuff. So really what I would be looking for mostly would be probably a bounce back out of the hole here. You're looking, we're talking about you'd be looking back into like 39. Yeah, it's gonna be higher than that. It's gonna be. I'll tell you what, you're looking. The bounce is gonna go back to 39.70 or 39.90. The biggest, most attractive price to the market in all of this area up here. This whole big thing up here is 39.90. Ish. It's 92, but whatever. 90, 90 is close enough. 39.90. So, it comes out of the hole here and catches any kind of bid. It's gonna be working its way back towards 39.70 and 39.90. I mean, so if that's it, that's what I got. Really, I don't really usually do this Friday end of the week kind of wrap up things. All I can, if I'm doing it on Friday, I'm just telling you what we were looking for, and that's what happened. So from here, I guess my main message to you really is, well, we had a target and it got there. And so then the question is always, well, now what? And there's not always an answer to now what. A lot of times when you have, a read on something, you have an objective and it gets to your target, the now what is now wait and see what it looks like we need to, make the plan for next. So that's really the case. But since we want to have an idea of, all right, what could we be looking for? Well, a little bit more down to 38.20 or a whole lot of up to 39.90. So that's what I got. I do hope that you guys have had a good week this week. It was a crazy week. Look at this week. Almost 4,200 by 38.50. It's pretty huge. But then again, we did have CPI, FOMC, a ECB, a BOE, there's news, triple witching expiration. I mean, there was something going on all week this week. So, remember, go hit that trade tab and go look at the SPY and SPX and whatnot and get a read on the expected move for the week and look at that implied volatility, because at one point this week, for Wednesday, the implied volatility was incredibly high. It was over 100%. It was really, really high. And obviously, as we see now, with good reason, right? I mean, big moves. So, look, that's what I got. We'll pick up Monday after we get a look-see at how things start out for the week, and maybe have a little bit better idea. But now we're coming into end of year. There's a lot of market participants are just not going to be here. The volume's probably going to be lighter, and and we'll just make it through these last couple of weeks and get into the first of the year to get a read on what's really what. But for right now, you got my thoughts. Okay, so I'll check you again on Monday. Till then, good trading, nice evening, and good weekend, and see you again soon.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency. It's one of the things that won me